Hi, Ron Kozakowski here. We have Tuhan Meltortel here, and he's here today. He's going to explain about the Hagibis. This is the TFW Hagibis, and what we do, I'm going to tell you, he's going to tell you about the history of this and everything, and we're going to let him take it away. One of the questions I have is, when did this become an official blade of the Philippines?
That's perfect. Okay, so basically, this is one of the famous, considered as a knife. It's between the sword and the knife, because it's like, when you talk about knife, it's a little bit shorter than this, but it considered this is between knife and the sword, you know. So it's this knife actually was developed in the Philippines during the Spanish era. Okay, and the use of this, if you look at it, it's a drop point tip, so it's a stronger for like a farming knife, basically. But if you look at it in this configuration of the blade, it's a drop point, so that is designed for the thrusting and also during the time when they harvest the coconut. So the older coconut is the skin is very tough, so they use the tip to open it. Okay, so during that time of during the early days before the Spanish era, and then when the Spanish came in the country, this knife, we use this, okay, to protect our land and our family. So most of the tribes and the farmers, they use this for their own survival. So it's a tool, at the same time it's a weapon. 1960s. So my great grandfather was like redesigned again. That's our model, which is the double edge on the top. So the original model, there is no edge on the top here, and a little bit like drop, and has a instead of go straight the blade here, there's another like angle, the spear point. So this one is the drop point, right? So and now back to 1960s, the grandfather of Grand Tuhon Gahe, they remodel it, they redesign it. So using this angle of the drop point, because this is more stronger. Okay, and originally the handle of Hagibis is made of buffalo horn. Okay, and of course nowadays, because of availability of the horn, or water buffalo horn or carabao horn, you cannot access that quite often, because it's that, you know, sometimes not available, things like that. And that's why this is now a very common knife in the Philippines. We call this like between the knife and the swords in between. If you look at the length, it's a little bit like longer than a regular knife, right? So, but this is really good for a close range, for a close quarter, and it's very, very like functional and light. Okay, so that's why the design of Hagibis, it's not thicker, or it's not like wider, the width of the blade. It's a little bit like thinner. So this is the original model. Okay, but because it's like before, this is a farming tools, but after during the Spanish colonization in the Philippines, and during the Spanish era, so we use this as a weapon instead of tools for farming tools. We use this as a fighting weapon, okay, to protect protect the land and to protect our family back in the early during the early days.
So your grandfather is the one
Yeah.
that really made it part of the Kali?
Right. So basically, they redesigned
Or
this.
Ryogahe's grandfather,
Right.
excuse me,
Yes. But which is considered as a great grandfather.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
basically, they redesigned this because, again, as I said, this is a made for farming tools. This is not meant for weapon. But because of during the war in the Philippines, nobody can. We don't have like sophisticated weapon. So anything that available there, even the farming tools, we use this as a weapon just to protect our family, to protect our land,
Yeah.
things like that during
That's quite
during
common.
the
Yeah.
early days.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
So this did not get a design. It's not designed off the tanto like everybody thinks,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Okay.
Because it's like, as I said, the original model of the Hagibis is not a tanto.
Yes.
It's a drop point, and it's what we call spear point.
Yes. Okay.
A spear point. That's the original model of the Hagibis. Then after the war, okay. So my great grandfathers like developed their own like that blade that can function as a fighting weapon instead of a farming weapon,
Yeah.
farming tools.
Yeah.
So that's why all the weapons in the Philippines, if you look at all the weapons, majority of the sword or the knife is meant for farming.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's meant for farming because it's like in the Philippines, it's a farmland, and until such time that when the group of people that invade the Philippines, so all the farmers and the tribes, since they don't have a sophisticated weapons, so they use their tools
Yeah. Yeah.
to fight and to protect their land, to protect their family.
I always say if a weapon is both for farming and for fighting,
Right.
it's going to be that much more durable than
Right,
a
right. Because it's like
regular-
the thing is like the farming tools, the farming weapon is more stronger
Yes.
because they use that every single
Yes.
day.
And they have to beat it up.
Yeah, they use. Imagine it's like they use that as a cutting the coconut or cutting the
Wood.
The wood.
Yeah.
It's a farming. It's functional, so it means it's easy for you to cut the bones of human being.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can cut the head of human being. It's easy for them
Yeah.
because it's like they use that every single day.
Yeah.
It's their practice is part of their way of life,
Yeah.
and then they use that for fighting. So that's why majority of their tools came from a farming tools because the practice of you talk about Filipino fighting arts, that is an art that rooted into our way of life. So what is a way of life? We do farming, we do like fishing and everything. Whatever the day-to-day of their activities, they apply it during the time when the Philippines was under Spanish and Japanese war and things like that.
Yeah.
During the first, Second World War.
Yeah.
So we pick up any weapons and to protect ourselves. So that's why this weapon is a very functional and it's one of the famous in the Philippines because of the history of this, and also it's not like originally designed by my family, but part of, because they redesigned it.
Yes. Yeah.
So they redesigned it to make this blade as functional as a fighting weapon.
Interesting.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that explains a lot about the Hagibis. I gotta
Right.
say that.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's
and,
good.
yeah, and also like Hagibis is like, again, it's very very functional in terms of close quarter,
Yeah.
and yeah, it is very effective because of the tip is a drop point, and it penetrates very a deeper penetration.
Is that also created to penetrate armor? Or?
Exactly,
Okay.
and also
okay.
and also strong,
Yeah.
because
yeah.
it's like the if you look at the configuration, is a drop point, like
concave.
yeah,
too.
like
On both sides.
instead of, it's not really like a reverse tanto though.
Yes.
This is a drop point.
Yeah.
The tanto is like this.
Yeah.
The top. This one is drop point.
Mm.
So it's more stronger. That's why my great grandfather, like, they remodeled, they redesigned, instead of a spur point, they redesigned into the drop point.
Yeah. Ah.
You know, to make the blade good for thrusting and the penetrating power of hacking as well.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's perfect. And I got to thank you very much.
Yes,
This is great.
absolutely.
Yes, as
Absolutely.
usual. I like to put out videos on the history of these blades. You know, we got a lot in TFW and traditionalfilipinoweapons.com.
Yeah.
I like to talk about the history of these, and if you like it, please like and follow our videos. And I'd like to thank Tuhan for coming here and doing this for us. All
Thank
right.
you so much.